This is part two of my day and a half uh, fishing trip on the Eclipse. The clip was originally 34 minutes long, so I cut it down, cut out some extra parts toward the end here. So to recap, I've already missed one fish and swung on a couple more without any luck. And I was really getting antsy at this point. Wanted to hook one and land it. Guys all around me getting bit. I've broken off on or got sawed off on my 30-pound test, and I'm using my 25-pound setup now. Again, a Torium 16 with a Shimano Torres rod, 25-pound line to 20-pound fluoro. At this point in the bite on this particular stop, we were just cherry picking the fish that we saw. They were still boiling around us. You see the birds working back there. There's boils coming up.
This red spectre is going all the way over here to the side of the boat. Way down there. There you go. It's you with the red spectre.
In the first part of the video, the red spectra and another red spectra, two red spectra lines were part of the problem of why I lost my first fish. Got caught in a tangle and I got sawed off. I'm referring to it again still here. Still thinking about it. Captain was saying that they were underneath us to drop a mega bait, but I elected to bring my trolling rod instead of my jig stick that I usually have a mega bait on. So I didn't have it with me on this particular trip. I did tie a mega bait on later on though, I think on this particular rod right here, when I broke off. They're hosing down the deck, so all the blood is from the other fish that were brought on board are being washed off the deck. It's actually brought up a couple blue sharks to the boat. I think I was getting picked up here.
Picked up.
Yep. Hey, I swung on one and I actually hooked up. Yeah, a little bit delayed reaction there. So this is what I was trying to do with my first fish that I hooked up on. And I actually worked out here. I'm actually trying to steer it to this side, the port side. And the fish cooperated and started going that direction. Oh, the guys are hooking up still. Again, we're picking them off slowly here. They're still around. Just said I can't lose this one. There you go. So I'm working my way to the port side there. There's nobody in this area. A couple of the guys hooked up here, so I'm trying not to get tangled. It's not bad.
Fish coming down.
Color. Captain comes over with the gaff. That guy's hooked up. And this. So I said my bad, and the captain said, no, I think it was my bad. Might have been a combination of both. Missed gaff and just circling too long. Kind of on the high side of the boat there. Could have locked him down a little bit. But
It's okay. It's okay.
Captain apologizing. That was nice of him. But I wasn't worried. That happens sometimes too. So this is my third setup. That's a JX 2-speed. I had 65-pound braid, just 40-pound mono top shot, and then I think I had a 30 or 35-pound fluoro top shot on top of that. And this is my last rigged setup. The rod I brought again was a trolling rod, so I knew that at some point I'd have to retie everything. Guys are still hooking up, obviously, and hanging fish on either side of me. I haven't got one on the board, on the boat yet. Or I guess on the board yet. I'm just like, oh, what do I need to do right there? That was my exasperated sigh. Like, what do I need to do to get a fish on board right now? Like I said, they were all around us, so I wasn't too worried. It's just a matter of actually landing one. It's a great moment here coming up.
Whose line is that out there?
Two guys hanging fish. Awesome sight.
Told you there's another one out there. No worries.
The captain said, don't let me get that guy's fish. But
Not getting away from this. 65.
like I said, I wasn't too worried at that point. Things happen like that on the boat sometimes. But the great moment, if you missed it, was when I grunted and set the hook, I guess you could call it. And the crew and the captain were sharing in my joy of actually setting the hook on one. Again, if you can call it that, but just a funny reaction, I thought. This is what me and a couple other people I fish with refer to as the stupid stick. The setup you have when you're just biting crazy and you can pretty much throw everything. When biting crazy at this point, they were still just biting, but I mean, it was the only setup I had. Oh, swing and a miss. And hey, I got one on board. Look at that. Finally. I think maybe the captain was as happy as I was to actually see me get a fish on board. It's a great sight right there. So I actually did hook up on another one on this initial stop. I got 2 on this stop. And I believe I got the second one on tape, or on record, I guess. But, there is another video I put together of our last stop of the day after this stop, which was a kelp stop. And it was wide open on yellowtail dorado and yellowfin tuna. Small yellowtail dorado and yellowfin tuna. And that video is available on my channel as well. If you want to take a look at that. And I got my limit plus some on that stop. The reason I'm showing this little bit of extra footage is because of this boil that comes up in the back, which I thought was kind of cool. Somebody getting hooked up again. At this point we're cherry picking them and we can see them all around us, but
that one was sawed off. The other one missed the gap, and then got the line, and then I finally got one in. I can't go through this one without catching at least one, you know? Gotta catch at least one, otherwise I'm embarrassed myself. There you go.
because everybody's around me was catching them, and I wasn't. I was hooking them, just not getting them on board. You could hear the elation in my voice that I finally got one on board. I was kind of relieved.
That sucks.
Watch this boil coming up. Telling a different fisherman, different angler that I finally got one in. Again, you can hear how relieved I am that I finally got one in.
Hot rail. This bait sucks. Next.
It's a boil back there. I had left my bait out a little bit longer. Wasn't really swimming that well, so I was bringing it in to change it. So. And that's pretty much it for this video. There's that boil. Check out my other video on our kelp stop, and thanks for watching.